All right, today I want to talk some details on the final exam, including I'm going to talk about what you should expect, what type of questions I'm going to ask, and what you will be able to have. So, first off, I got asked earlier this morning, can we use notes? And here's what I decided for as far as that goes. And this is not to restrict your access to anything. This is to get yourself more organized and better prepared for the exam. Okay? This is not meant to restrict your access to anything. And this is a similar experience that you'll see on like final exams in some college classes. And I'm sure some of your other teachers have done this before. I am allowing you a piece of loose leaf paper, front and back. And on that piece of paper, you can write whatever notes or formulas or information that you feel you may need on that piece of paper. The reason I'm doing it that way is because I don't want you to waste 20 minutes trying to dig through all your notes trying to find information that you need for one question. I saw that happening on this last test, and that was only like 2 sets of notes. Now multiply that by all the notes from this past semester, and you don't want to be doing that to yourself. So this is just to get you more organized, and it will help you study. Because by writing down the information of what these different formulas and theorems and pieces of information are, you are studying, you are preparing, and you'll be able to better pull that information out of your mind anyways. So that's the purpose. I think this way you will be better prepared for the exam than if I just said, use your notes, good luck digging through all your papers. So that's why I'm doing it that way. Now, what I want to do is I want to pull back and talk about, we had 4 big chapters that we've talked about this semester. So I'm going to talk about 2 of them today, and I'm going to talk about 2 of them on Tuesday. So I'm going to talk about the first 2 chapters that we covered today, and I'm going to kind of pull back the curtain here and show you what questions we're going to ask. So here are notes. When I met with Mrs. Mock and said, what do we want to put on the final, these were the notes I took. So I can't give you much more. I'm trying to be as transparent as I can to you about what's going to be on the final and what topics we have and what questions I might ask. So I'm going to start with Unit 6, which was on similarity. First thing is you should know how to do a dilation. This is one of the few things that I did not put on the review. But you should be able to take like a triangle, and if I tell you to dilate it by a scale factor of 2, you should know how to do that. Remember, that just involves multiplying all the coordinates by 2 so that it's twice as far away. Take all the coordinates, multiply by whatever your scale factor is. By the way, you should know what a scale factor is. We usually abbreviate it with K. It is the number that shows how much larger or smaller we're making the shape. And if I give you 2 shapes, you should be able to find the scale factor between them. Proportions with similarity. Let me give you an example of that so that you know what I'm talking about. This is 2, this is 3, this is 4. And then I have these 2 triangles being similar. This is 6, this is x, and I'm asking you to solve for x. Right, so what we would do is we would say, well, we have 6 over 2. That's basically our scale factor. And then I stay consistent. I match up the 6 with the 2 because they're the same side in the two triangles. They're the matching sides. And then since I put the 6 on top, big triangle on top, I'm going to match it on the right side with the big triangle on top and the little triangle on the bottom. X matches up with 3. Okay, no big tricks in solving for those. Again, I'm not going to pick the most complicated type of problems that I could possibly do. Right? I just want to know, did you kind of retain that information of setting up a proportion using the scale factor? And you understand that basic idea. That's kind of what I'm looking for across the board as far as, here are the basic ideas. Do you understand them? So when I say proportions with similarity, that's the kind of problem that I'm talking about. Then we get to the type of questions that are on the review, which are similarity statements. These are just like congruent statements. We are saying that A, B, C is similar to D, E, F. And that matches up the sides and angles. That matches up that A matches up with D, B matches up with E, and C matches up with F. And so if I give you a similarity statement, you should be able to fill in the blank matching up the sides and angles correctly. And then we have side, 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 side angle, side, and angle, angle. You should expect 1 or 2 questions with these. Remember, the big thing is that sides need to be proportional. Angles need to be congruent. And be ready to potentially have a case where they're not similar, in which case you should explain something like, well, this one it reduced to 5/4, and this one it reduced to 4/3. Those proportions don't match, so they're not similar. So you should expect a question like that. These kind of questions are 39 through 42 on the review. If you want some practice with doing side, 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 side angle, side, and angle, angle, and setting up proportions, finding the scale factor, writing a similarity statement, all those ideas are kind of wrapped up in 39 through 42. So those are the questions that you can look for if you want to practice those. But those are the main ideas of similarity that I want to touch upon. I was thinking like a question of each of these. And we're settling in total on about somewhere between 25 and 30 questions is what we're aiming for. And I had said if the amount of questions that are on each topic that we talked about, we would land somewhere around 28. So give or take a couple. So probably somewhere between 25 and 30 multiple choice questions.